Some of the Australian university, they actually have these strategic or policy plan, and one of them actually have for quality assurance. They have a life cycle quality assurance and maintain the website during every teaching period in terms of like semester. So they actually, go and quality assure to make sure that the website. Do you think that kind of policy or that kind of planning structure will work for Hong Kong?
I was at one of the universities in Australia that set that sort of scheme up, and that was back in the late 90s at RMIT. At that stage, though, I think we were seeing e-learning as being something different. We were trying to actually set up exemplars. And now I actually don't think it's a good idea. I wouldn't do that again. It worked pretty well there because we were actually able to say, look, using at that stage it was Blackboard, using Blackboard's not low class, dodgy, disengaging and so on and so forth, or sometimes we're able to say it. So I actually don't think, I think that's a heritage in Australia of a time when the use of learning management systems was something really new. So, however, what we have put in our own e-learning strategy, and notice that when you put something in a strategy document, you then unfortunately have to implement it. And this is one of the bits that I'm not entirely sure how successful it will be. We actually have built in the concept of collaborative peer reviews. Now, one of our faculties is already doing that, and they do it basically as a half-day workshop where people have, what they're trying to do on a computer and people circulate around it. It's a bit like a virtual poster session, and there's a lot of conversation and feedback, and I think it's very useful. Now we would like to formalise that and spread that sort of concept. So it's in a collaborative peer review rather than a QA top-down mechanism.
I would like to add that having this study of the effectiveness of e-learning is of course good. On the other hand, it's also a function of time, because this e-learning is changing. Like people are talking about integration of this social networking. So we have to also measure how effective that is that this social networking would be useful to learning or e-learning as such. So there is a famous paper in the IT field is that for those students who are using Facebook, their results will be worse than those who use less time or spend less time in Facebook. So, of course, it sounds intuitive. You spend more time in Facebook, maybe you're not spending time in study, so your result may be worse. But generally from that result, other research will find that, okay, maybe that study is simplified, so people try to zoom in and try to study other factors. So why one is studying a certain aspect, maybe the target has been moving along. So, but anyway, for each course or each program, when one make use of certain factors or certain means of having some studies to see how effective it is would be